YouTube Idol is great for people wanting to sing, but maybe too shy to post on their own without a cause. Those were my thoughts when I first saw the casting call anyway, and that's still my favorite part of the show. There were 60-ish auditions there in the beginning, and while some were certainly better than others, I think it's great that so many people had an interest in singing for us and sharing their music online. We're reaching the end, and two of my greatest worries have already been realized. We lost Blue, one of our strongest singers, as well as George on the judges panel. I don't think that means it's like the end of the show or that the quality is going to drop or anything, but I'm just going to miss having those two around. I've enjoyed collaborating with Petri and the others. It's really great to hear their sides of things, to learn from this contest along with the singers. Of the judges, I'm almost certainly the underqualified one, the broken record that's trying to be nice. I don't know, maybe I'm just being hard on myself, but Petri definitely knows what's up and gives great commentary, and that's something to aspire to for sure. I very much wish there was time to hear more singers, but that would be exhausting to everyone, I think. It could be some time before another season of YouTube Idol comes around, so here at the end, I really hope our contestants give us their all. I want something magical, something that says, I want this and I deserve to win.
This show in general is so much fun to make and manage, and it's kind of a dream come true to make it because I didn't think it would be possible. I didn't think there would be enough interested people or that we would find enough good singers. But the response has been way over my expectations. We found so many great and interesting singers that I don't think we would have found it if it weren't for this competition. So I'm really glad I started it. And through this I also found a lot of music that I don't think I would have found if it weren't for this series, because I don't actually listen to a lot of modern music. I don't think if people know this, but I actually don't. So this competition has really opened up a whole new world for me in a sense. What could have been better with this series is probably the visual aspects of it. I know it's not very fun to watch as it is to listen to it, but it's very difficult to do something about that without making the series look even more amateurish, so I don't really know what I can do. It's really impossible for me to make a complete replica of the real Idol on this YouTube channel, so I hope most people understand that. But I'm still always open to criticism. For the two final episodes, I hope that the contestants really step it up so that we get a fierce competition so that the winner is not painfully obvious. Other than that, I agree with Ashe, two of my greatest worries have already been realized, so not really that worried anymore. My experience on the show has had both ups and downs. I mean, I still enjoy making it, otherwise I wouldn't have continued. But there are always disappointments involved in every season for me, in the form of quitting contestants and failing contestants that I really believed in, but I mean, that's not really in my control, so that's just something I have to accept and move on. Because there are only two alternatives: either I accept that things are going to go wrong and just move on, or I just cancel the show, which I'm not gonna do, so I'll go with alternative one for now. And I'm trying to not internalize it, because if it does have something to do with me, people need to say it to me, and no one has said anything like that to me, so I'm going to assume it has nothing to do with me, until someone says otherwise. I'm not gonna play guessing games here, so. Out of everyone on the panel, I would definitely have to be the Simon Cowell on the show, but I'm not putting on a role as such. I mean, I'm not doing it just to be mean. It's actually coming from a place of tough love, believe it or not. The reason I am extra harsh to some contestants is because I believe in them and I really want them to do good. And I know that they can do better, so it's frustrating because I really don't want us to have to eliminate them. So that's where that's coming from. And yes, I do realize that that doesn't explain my snappy comments that I did in the beginning of the season, but the reason for that is also that I want to create a clear contrast. Because if people know that I'm not afraid to speak my mind and be honest when I think something is bad, then people know that when I say something is good, that I actually mean that I'm not pretending anything, and that's important to me. Now feel free to disagree, but that's how I think. And it's not like these people who auditioned didn't know what they were getting themselves into, because I actually posted a link to episode 1 of season 1 on the casting call. And in the two first episodes of season 1, we were even more blunt, or actually there was another judge on the panel who was even more blunt than me, so she was the Simon Cowell, not me. Can you believe that? Everyone definitely got a warning. If you can't take criticism or rejection, this competition is not for you. Working together with other judges has been a fun experience overall. We did have some issues in the beginning because George thought I was condescending, but we worked that out, so hopefully I don't come off that way anymore. Ash, if you think that, just let me know. But other than that, we haven't had any problems, other than the fact that we did disagree a lot in the beginning. But I don't see that as a problem because I don't expect us to agree all of the time. It's just that there were some questionable choices that the others made, I think, in my opinion. But now in the latest episodes we have pretty much agreed all of the time, so there hasn't been any way that there could be any problems. I have especially enjoyed working with Ashe. She is the newest addition to the panel, and so far everything has been great with her. I think she's the most professional of us, and I can really tell she knows what she's talking about, and that's always nice to have someone like that on the panel. I am really grateful that I found her, or that she found this show. I can also tell that she does care about the show, so it's not just me that cares about the show on the panel. She does too, and that's really refreshing. Right from the get-go, she seemed so interested in the show and ready to get right into it. I had this gut feeling when she applied that she would be great to work with, and my gut was right. So thank you so much, Ash. I really enjoy working with you. And she's also the first judge besides me who has been on the show for an entire season, so that's the first. So for the remaining contestants, I think Josh has this professionalism. I can really tell that he has been singing for a while. And one thing that I have always enjoyed with Josh is his great energy that he puts in all of his performances and his great confidence that he portrays. He has been a little bit shaky in the latest episodes, but I really have faith in him. I think he can step it up. He has done that before. I really believe in you, Josh, so don't disappoint me, please. And Pastel, I think she has this great modern voice, and she has really been bringing it in the latest episodes. Pastel has really developed and blossomed into this amazing singer that we can hear today, and it has been such a pleasure to follow her journey. And they both have the passion and determination that it takes to win, so they are really fierce competitors. And I'm so pleased to have them both as finalists. It will be a battle between two very different singers, which I love. I did have a favorite in the beginning of the season, or actually two favorites. One of them was Colton, by the way. But as the contest has progressed, others have really started to shine, and I can really see why they are both finalists. They have both worked so hard to be where they are, and I'm really proud of them both. This competition is not about necessarily being the best in the beginning, but it's about the journey and progressing. The songs that were chosen for the Judges' Choices theme were not too difficult or too easy, at least according to me. I did not want them to have impossible songs this time around, but they were still clearly challenging for them, and I don't think they particularly like their songs, but I think it's important to also be willing to be challenged and be willing to try even if you fail. And that's the main point of this theme, is to show who has this drive, who is willing to try and fail rather than not try at all. That's what I want to know, and that's why this theme is necessary, even though it may seem like we are shooting them in the feet. But we are actually choosing songs for them that we think could suit them. But of course, even we can be wrong. But that does still not mean that this theme is pointless. If I should say anything about the eliminated contestants, it would be that Colton had probably the best voice this competition has ever had, or at least one of them. But that's not what this competition is about. It's about how you perform, otherwise it would be fair. So that's why he was eliminated early. And that's just a sad consequence of the rules of the contest, but that's the way it has to be. I do have a couple of regrets, for example, letting Jamie go through instead of someone else when we were choosing the top 8, since she ended up quitting before the next episode was released. and we shouldn't have let her go through in the first place, because she was actually late for the qualification stage submission, so she shouldn't have been able to compete in the first place. So that's just something we have to learn for the future. I don't mean to talk badly of her here. This isn't about her, it's about us. It's about us being too nice with the deadlines. We should have seen it coming, but we didn't. So shame on us. But at least now we know for the future. And there were also some other contestants in the qualification stage that we lost that I probably should have fought a little bit harder for. But either way, I think things still ended up nice, because we have two amazing singers in the final two. And now I'm just looking forward for this season to end. My favorite episode is probably episode 2, not only because it's one of the casting episodes, which I think are probably the most fun episodes, because that's where we get to hear all the new singers and people trying to be singers. No, because that's also where we hear Josh and Pastel for the first time, so it's obviously the most successful episode, so to speak. And my favorite theme is probably the duets, because I just love hearing people collabing together. It's always my favorite theme. And lastly, I want to say thank you to all the contestants and the judges for participating. It really means a lot. And thank you to you for watching or listening, and for listening to this long ass interview, which you probably don't. But anyways, it was fun making it, so I don't care. Yes, I do. Bye.